Up, beautiful people? Episode 95 of the Ignite Your Purpose show. And we talk longevity through a healthy lifestyle, a mix of mental, physical, and spiritual knowledge, mind, body, and soul trifecta. That last part is mine and John's registered trademark. We go from negative to positive, baby, every day. That's what we do. And that's another registered trademark. John's got his negative to positive. He's pretty pumped on that one. And Mr. Johnny, what are we going to yap about today?
Well, hopefully I'll have something to say for myself today. Good afternoon, everybody. Good evening where I am. It's 2200 in the Isle of Man, UK time. Thanks for tuning in. Max, good to see you. It's way past my bedtime, so this may be brief.
Okay. Short and sweet, they call it.
Yeah, at some point today, fears came up, and I'm scared of heights, I'm scared of this, I'm scared of that, or what do you want to call them, fears, or maybe more accurately in this scenario, phobias, learned phobias or learned fears. And I understand, and I've done a little bit of research on the old Dr. Google this evening, and falling and loud noises are the only two fears that we are born with. So from that, one might be able to pull out that all the others are learned behaviors, learned or taught to us from the people we hang with and the environment and the media and things like this. So, hey, Max, you've cleared up, my friend, just in time. You are crystal. So, just going to ask, what are your kind of, have you got anything to say on fears, phobias, and if we're only born with two and we've taught ourselves everything else, how do we deal with them? How do we roll the clock, wind back the clock?
Man, that's this is a deep one. I would question, I agree with you that those are two fears, but I also try and think back to our primitive state. And I think there's some instinct in there, like where you just, you know what a danger and a fear is, whereas in
different. Is that different?
Possibly. I mean, I'm not Dr. Google, so I can't say 100% no, but I just think that there's got to be an instinct in us too, right? Like, oh shit, there's a bear chasing me. I'm just instinctually supposed to run, right? So that's, along with the fear of falling in the sounds, I get that as well. But the thing with us is if we're in our comfort zone too long, man, are we even really living life anymore? If we're not trying to get into that fear, like how do we get over those fears, right? And you're right, 100%, this is a fact. Everything that we have in us as adults, when you're 15, 14, 25, 93, you were taught in the first 6 years of your life. And then after that, you've sponged it all in. All those things are hardwired, and then you just keep repeating the patterns, right? John and I know what we're talking about there. If you've been listening to the show, you know what the hell we're talking about there. And I'll give you this example. People who know me know that I do Krav. John knows I do Krav. I've been training a ton right now in the big city with some higher level people. And
ninjas.
Some of them are ninjas, exactly. And there's a beginner, this beautiful girl. She's from the Eastern Bloc, and she's a killer. She's a stone cold killer. Been doing it about a year. But when it comes to sparring, and that's what we've been doing lately, she freezes up, keeps her hands down, and doesn't do anything. And I was sparring with her last night, and I remember being there. And it's the fact that we've built up this thing in our head about taking a shot, right? And it's like, now that I'm 2-3 years in and I've had my ass handed to me numerous times, you kind of learn through just going into that fear that it's not as bad as we think. Do you know what I mean? Like, yeah. we hype this thing up that it's the big scary monster under the bed, and then we look and it's not really there, or it's a little, nit or a gnat, or do you know what I'm saying, John? And again, unless you have self-awareness and you want to dig into the matrix, you want to take that red pill, I don't think we'll ever overcome them, because we don't even know where they came from or why they're there. What's your vibe?
I think we should make some Ignite Your Purpose red pills. We can hand them out to people.
Yeah. Take it. Enjoy it.
Yeah. Okay, so Max said about this natural instinct. There's a bear or a snake or a spider. I kind of agree with that. I think just looking at something, you go, "Holy crap," and you take it. But maybe also there's from when we're young, we watch the people around us and our grown-ups, and we see how they react to everything.
That's right.
How does a baby cow know how to do things? Well, a baby cow does its baby cow things, and it does it by osmosis, by watching around. And so we're influenced by things like, for us, by the family, by the media, by religion, by our friends, all these kinds of things. They kind of influence us. And I was trying to work about how we come up with a couple of examples about how you might be able to unlearn that.
Good. I'm right. I'm listening.
And there is no answer. There's apart from consciously saying, "Why am I afraid of this spider?"
Yeah.
Knowing, well, I wasn't born with the fear of this spider. So where did that come from? Is it because my big brother dangled this spider in front of me when I was a little girl, or was it because I saw my mum freak out at this spider? So it's that self-awareness again, to not react and behave in that way in which we often all do. We're not perfect, Christ. We like to think like we're yeah. But there are days when it's tough. So it's being able to consciously to take that breath and pause for long enough to think, it's a spider, it's 1 inch across, it's 4 meters away from me, what can it possibly do? But just to process, I wasn't born with this fear, where might it have come from?
Exactly.
Just by going through that step-by-step process, not saying you're going to do it on the first time, but after 3 or 4 times, and then when you've seen that spider 50 times and it's still not leapt up and ripped your arm off, or bit you and killed your little brother or sister, then you might be able to say, actually, it's not that dangerous. And if I don't go poke on my arms in really dark holes and things, actually the chance of being bitten by this spider is quite slim. So you kind of manage the environment, you manage the situation. So I know Max has probably got something to say about 10 years in the game, working on experience and fears.
You hit 2 things there, 2 things on the head. One is peeling that onion back, right? The onion of our self-awareness. And 2 is then stepping into that fear, right? And overcoming that fear. And then in that, you're actually growing, expanding, living life instead of, like we say all the time, being an ostrich with your head in the sand, right? So 2 takeaways right there. Peel back that onion, understand where it came from, why it's even there. Does it serve you? Is it contracting or expanding you? And if it's contracting you, which is fear, then get rid of it. And kind of to get rid of it, you can't just, like I said, sit on the couch and twiddle your thumbs. You're going to actually physically have to work towards getting rid of it, right? Which is every day be better than the day before. So simple.
And be that with a spider, with a bull in a field, flying on an airplane, you name it. We can break it all down.
Publicly speaking.
I've done it. Public speaking. Fear of flying. Might that be quite so bad because we spend 4 days before we go flying thinking about this terrible event? Whereas actually, if we made a better journey of it, and I'm not going into it, we could do fear of flying another time. It's a favourite of mine. Pilot. I was a pilot. Had a pilot's license, commercial pilot's license. And
let's do it. Let's chat about that tomorrow then.
We can chat about that possibly tomorrow.
Perfect.
But we have got a big list of questions next to me that we can work with. Again, we said we're going to keep it short. It's probably not. That was maybe 5 minutes, 7 minutes. We just want to thank you as always. You could be anywhere in the world, but you are here with us, with Max and myself, and we do appreciate that. If you do enjoy the show, if you do get some love from it, please hit the like, hit the subscribe if there's a button over here somewhere, and follow us. We can then keep you up to date with all the latest episodes. You can be in touch, send us a message, gives a thumbs up or a thumbs down. We take both. There
That's
ain't no
true.
bad.
There's no good or bad.
And we'll just keep doing our thing. So thank you and good night.
See you tomorrow.